Chuck Hagel will resign as U.S. Defense Secretary after less than 2 years in the top military post. President Barack Obama confirmed his resignation and paid tribute to his class and integrity. Mr. Hagel, 68, a Vietnam War veteran and former Republican senator, said it had been his life's greatest privilege. Last month, it was reported that he was sharply critical of the U.S. strategy against Islamic State and in relation to the Syria regime. He is expected to stay on as secretary until his successor is confirmed. An unnamed official told the Associated Press news agency that Mr. Hagel and Mr. Obama both determined that it was time for new leadership in the Pentagon and had been discussing the move for weeks. The New York Times reported that Mr. Obama had asked Mr. Hagel to step down after the defense secretary opened up discussions of his leaving. Analysis: John Sopel, North America editor. Chuck Hagel is a friendly, no-nonsense defense secretary. He was also the one Republican in the White House national security setup. But that may be of lesser importance than him being appointed to do one task in the Pentagon, only to find that the job description has changed fundamentally. He was the man appointed to bring the troops home and bear back the huge defense budget. But then Islamic State came along and all the calculations changed, and Mr. Obama and his defense chief found themselves at odds. There was a lack of clear strategy, perhaps because Mr. Obama and Mr. Hagel didn't agree on what it should be. And after midterm political defeats, the president needs a military win. So a change at the top will be an important symbol of that determination. Which of course leaves the question, did he jump or was he pushed? Probably a bit of both. Mr. Hagel, who served as Republican senator for his home state of Nebraska for 12 years, became critical of U.S. involvement in Iraq despite voting to authorize the war. He replaced Leon Panetta as defense secretary in Mr. Obama's second term, taking on the task of winding down the Afghanistan war and making a military shift towards Asia. But the future of U.S. military policy has changed amid airstrikes against IS in Iraq and Syria. The next couple of years will demand a different kind of focus, an unnamed White House official told the New York Times. U.S. media report there was increasing tension between Mr. Hagel and the administration over decisions in Syria and working styles, citing Hagel confidants and senior defense officials. Republican Senator John McCain said he knew the defense secretary was frustrated with aspects of the administration's national security policy and decision-making process and said Mr. Obama needed to realize current failures on national security more often lie with his administration's misguided policies. Mr. Obama is not expected to announce a nominee to replace Mr. Hagel on Monday. Once named, the nominee would have to be confirmed by the Senate.